the beat.
What's up, fight fans? It's your boy Nick Portella, MMA.com. Today, we're actually going to be breaking into new grounds with a new promotion, Lingerie Fighting Championship. And lucky for me, I have one of their fighters, Serina Honey Punch Kyle, on the line. Serina, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So,
thanks for having me.
Anytime. First and foremost, I know you're a busy person outside of fighting. So, thanks for taking some time to come on the site and talk to the people.
No problem.
So, we'll get right into the questioning. There could be a million. I tried to pick out the best ones. So, for you, what does it mean to you to be a fighter? Because I know you have a career and you're a huge advocate of snowboarding, and now you have fighting on top of it, which is like another job. Go ahead.
I've always been a huge fan of just fighting in general. It's such an art form. Watching people when they're professional at it, it's so beautiful to watch. So it's amazing to be a part of that. And the great thing about it is you can never be perfect. It's a continuous struggle to be better no matter who you are.
Yeah, this is true. And you're the first person I've ever interviewed that called it beautiful. So thank you for that. It's something new. So at what age did you actually begin training in mixed martial arts, and what discipline was it? I know a lot of people start like early in Taekwondo or whatever it may be. So what would it be for you?
When I was young, my mom took me to a kickboxing class. I think I would have been like 13, 14, and I really got into it. I have a lot of other hobbies, so I was never 100% committed to any one thing, but I think that's good because, as Bruce Lee actually said, the best fighters combine all of the different techniques to make, have you more well-rounded and prepared for anything. So I'd really like to just continue to keep trying. The next thing I want to get into is Muay Thai, and then I want to get into Judo as well. So I say base in kickboxing.
All right, there you go. But all those are effective, and when you quote Bruce Lee, your head is in the right place. Because it's Bruce Lee. So I know you do social work as a regular job. Is it hard to go from I help people social work to I punch people MMA? It's just such a big swing.
It definitely is. You know what? It depends on the day, because sometimes you have to get that vicious mindset, which is one of the things that I struggle with, is developing that killer instinct, because I don't really want to hurt anybody, but at the same time, you have to be able to defend yourself. So, I don't know. It depends on the day. Sometimes it feels great to let out your frustrations on a bag or another person, and then other days you got to really get into it.
I think the hardest part is not doing the MMA part while you're social working. Get confused and punch somebody in the face while you're trying to help them. That's like...
well, luckily, I get along well with my clients, so I've never had that happen. Thank goodness.
That's a bonus. We'll keep it that way. That's a way to keep it. So I did actually see previously somewhere, it's funny that you brought it up, is that there was, at a time, a few people that may have questioned your killer instinct to be successful in MMA, which you are currently. Maybe it's because you're just a nice person or whatever. So if you could put out a message to the people that doubted you before, and now you're successful, what would you say to them?
Well, I would say it's all in your head. It's a mindset. If you put your head to it, as long as you have sound fundamentals fueling your fighting skills, you can do anything you want to. And I'd like to be a living example of that.
You are. Not wannabe.
Thank you.
So that's great. Now, I know also that you're a big advocate for yoga, which is great because I tried it and I shake and sweat and it's just not really good for me. Do you think
it's so much harder than you think?
Oh no, I don't think. I've tried it. It's not my cup of tea. It kills me. Do you think that being so involved and advanced in yoga has helped you? I don't want to call it more strenuous training, but has it helped you with MMA since that is also very hard to do and train? Do you think the yoga helped you somewhere along the way? Yeah?
100%. When I first got into my freestyle wrestling, I noticed that I was sore everywhere, and I was like, what can I do about this besides the actual wrestling itself? And that's kind of what got me more into yoga, because I was like, my whole body needs to be more in tune, and I need to be more aware of what's happening, especially since after my first fight that I had, I actually tore my ACL, and I just felt like I should be more prepared for everything that fighting has to throw my way, physically and mentally.
Well, yoga
helps with both.
Yoga is a mental killer for me. Like I said, it's just bad for me, not for you. It's good for you. It's just not for me.
It's good for everybody, but everybody has their own styles of things that they want to get into, right? So
I need training.
Just finding
wheels.
that thing.
I need training wheels yoga. That's what I need.
They have that.
Then I'd be okay there. So I know you like to train a lot, and you're willing to try different things, and I also know you don't have a home gym per se. You like to get different looks. You go to different gyms, train with different camps. Do you have one? We won't call it your home gym, but do you have one that you prefer, that you find yourself going back to maybe more than the others?
Well, there was one that I liked the best actually was DXG in Vegas. And being in any kind of space that has its own octagon, and they have specific, like, they're more meditative as well, kind of like, with Muay Thai actually, in Judo, some place where you can calm your mind at the same time as honing your body. I think it's important to have that harmony, and if you find the right gym, you feel it as soon as you walk through the door.
It's got that, like, homey, everybody's welcome to come beat each other up.
Yes.
Feel. Yeah, that's
no judgment. There can't be any judgment in the place that you go to.
Right, because everybody's on a different level. You got your advanced, so you got to take it as it comes.
Exactly. That's so important to me, personally.
It should be important to everybody. That's, if you walk into anywhere and feel uncomfortable, your trip will not be good.
Yes. It says a lot to the people that run the facilities.
Absolutely. So now I know you said freestyle wrestling. I know you are very fond of the ground game with jiu-jitsu, and the Kimura happens to be your favorite submission, which is a good one, by the way.
Thank you.
How did you come to that specific one? I mean, I know everybody has their, I like this better than that.
But
what? Yeah. Oh, yeah. What about that put you to the point where you're like, this is my move?
Well, it's just the one that every time that I got on top of somebody and I was dominating, that's the first thing that I thought of to do. So it just became kind of an instinct. I know a lot of people, they like the rear naked choke for that. And for some people that just kind of, your body flows into it naturally. And that was just what came to me. So I stuck with it. That if you're good at something, own it.
And now you could probably find that from just about anywhere since you're well practiced.
Oh, yeah. You better believe it.
That's a good thing. A good thing. Submissions are fun to watch. Knockouts are fun to watch,
sure.
Too, but submissions are fun to watch.
They are. That's one of the things, actually, knockouts, that I want the LFC to change. I want them to be able to, you should be able to do headshots. It's kind of a joke that you can't. And I think it makes people take our league a little less seriously. So, the boss man, Maxine, she's working on it, so she'll get there.
And she's very pro all of this. I have no doubt that the management will get you guys there to where you want to be. So the nickname, Honey Punch. Please elaborate.
Yeah.
How did we get it?
You know what? I had, honestly, when they said I had to make up my own name, I had never even thought of it before. So they had a really cool idea of hosting a contest, and a bunch of fans posted what they thought that my nickname should be. And as soon as I seen that, I just loved it immediately. So I picked that. So it was actually a fan that came up with a name for me.
So some fans scored big on that one. They were like, yes, my idea is where it's at.
Yeah, looks like honey stings like a bee. That's what I thought of when I first read it.
See, when you get it, you just keep elaborating on it. Build the name. It's great.
Thank you.
So LFC 18, I also know this. See, I know things. After watching it, that's when you decided to get out of the just training and actually get into the cage and fight. What did you see on that particular event that you were like, this, I have to do this. This is what I want to do?
Well, I just, I have always loved lingerie, and I used to think, well, that sucks. You spend so much money on something that looks so good, and you never get to show it off. And like I was saying before, the fighting is actually an art form, and it's just, when you can see a little bit more, it looks so much more beautiful. And it shows that women, we can be fierce and beautiful at the same time. Stop trying to put us in a box.
I have no boxes. Because there's some women
I know
fighters,
you don't. That's why I like you so much.
Yeah, there's some women fighters that I'm afraid of, that I'm not messing with, because it's embarrassing to get my face punched off. So now we cannot disclose the results of your fight because everybody can catch it May 18th on pay-per-view. So as it stands right now, you're 2-1 in the LFC on a 2-fight win streak. You also rectified your only loss via armbar in a rematch. Will we see a trilogy fight with you and Maxine Frost? You're both 1-1.
Oh, I certainly hope so. I'd really like to prove that I didn't just win on fluke, and she didn't just win on fluke on the first one. I'd like to set the record to 2-1.
There you go.
I think they owe me that at least.
Yeah, I think you'll get it. Trilogy fights are always good, especially for people, for the folks that follow it. They're sitting around waiting, like, hey, they're 1-1. When are we going to have this?
What are we going to do about that?
Right. So now, if we could look ahead a little bit, if your answer is not Maxine, who would you like to fight next? If the trilogy is not next.
Well, it's kind of funny. I actually, I don't harbor any ill will towards anyone except for the boss and Danielle. I actually have no feud with anybody else right now, but if I could, I'd really like to see the LFC do like a melting pot, put everybody's names into a bin, and then pull one out and just fight anybody. That way you can even have a chance to fight somebody on your own team. They're always swapping members around anyway, so who knows? I could be on the black team next week if they really want to pull it that way.
Oh, that would be cool. That'd be like a...
Wouldn't that be neat?
Throwback UFC one-night 16-fight tournament kind of... That's okay.
Exactly. Wouldn't that be cool?
You need to send somebody an email, I think.
Oh, I'm already on it.
All right, I'll send an email.
You just wait.
So here you go. This is, I mean... The obvious question, I'm the MMA Freaks members, everybody, this is a big thing here. While fighting itself, by itself, is already hard enough, how much effort do you put into not having a wardrobe malfunction? Because it's not like you're wearing spandex or, whatever you're allowed to wear in MMA. This is a little bit different. So how do you avoid a wardrobe malfunction?
A lot of skin-colored tape. I'm going to let you in on a secret.
Is that the secret?
That's definitely... What's that?
I said, is that the secret? Because it seems impossible to me. I don't...
It is. You gotta cover everything up, but when you're in the cage, you don't think about that at all, which is super stressful when you go before you step into the cage, because you're like, oh, what if it happens? And it actually did happen to me once. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, some people in the crowd got a real nice view of something that shouldn't have been poking out. But
they
I was much careful after that.
They paid for front row tickets, so I don't know.
They got their money's worth. Let me tell you.
Isn't there? You do have like rules for the wardrobe though, right? Like you're not allowed to wear black.
I can't wear anything black because I'm on Team Pink, and that is extremely difficult, let me tell you. All of the white stuff is completely see-through, so you either got to layer up or really search outside the box. It's rough.
I think
lucky black bitches.
I think they did that on purpose. That sounds like
I
something
think so.
That was done on purpose.
Sneaky.
And now since they did this with lingerie football. It's no different with lingerie fighting. very controversial. Out of all the promotions, it might even be more controversial than they had that man versus woman fight in Russia.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have any hesitation at all to dive into the controversy?
Oh, of course. Well, because the first thing you think of when you see it is you're like, what kind of people are running this? You're not sure if you're going to be put into an uncompromising position besides, in the ring, obviously. But I was really, really surprised that everybody involved was super open and I've never felt uncomfortable, not a single minute since I've been in the league.
Yeah, and I could say that.
And you know what? I figured you got to at least try. How can you be asked to do something like that and not say yes? And I fell in love with it.
And now you're stuck with it. Now you're there. That's it.
Oh, stuck with it. I embrace it. I have so much fun even when I'm losing.
Right. Plus, I can even speak on behalf of not on their behalf, but dealing with the upper management to set up things and whatnot. They have been absolutely great. Everybody I've talked to.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Yeah. So now we're going to move over to the upcoming UFC 223. Not to kill all your time, I just want to kind of know who you like. We'll just do the main event and co-main event. So co-main event, we have
Curious Rose versus Joanna.
Yeah. Rose Namajunas defending her belt that she recently took from Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Who do you like in the fight?
Thug. I can't believe, Curious Rose, she's only 25 years old, and she's already done more in her life than I probably ever will. It's so impressive. But personally, I really want Lady Violence to win. She just kicks so much ass. You look at all she's done in her life, I don't know it's just a personal preference. I want Joanna to win.
Yeah, I'm picking Joanna by 4th round stoppage. I'm going out on a limb, but that's kind of what I think. I hope
she gets a submission. I think she would. I think
Let
a
me guess,
submission.
Kimura. You want her to win by Kimura.
Would that not be the sweetest thing ever? I certainly hope so.
And the main event, I don't even know. This is one of the most anticipated fights out there. Tony Ferguson, Khabib, Nurmagomedov. Who do you like in this fight?
You know what? They both have their ups and downs. They're both freaking rocks. Khabib, look, he has 0 losses at all, which is, you'd think that it would put everything in his corner, but personally, I want the Ghost Monster to win. How sick of a nickname is that, by the way?
This is true. For me,
right?
I have Khabib by decision, and
ooh.
I'm not saying that it's going to be a great fight. Tony, tough as nails.
Oh, I hope it goes to decision, just because that would be such an entertaining fight. I love it when it goes all rounds.
I think this one has great potential because neither one of them guys, they both got good chins. One's got good jiu-jitsu. The other one's got good wrestling. It's just going to be, I don't know. We'll have to watch it.
Oh, it's going to be phenomenal.
We'll have to watch it.
I wish I could watch it with you. Just take comfort in knowing I will be watching it at the same time you are.
I am definitely going to be watching it. So now, anybody that you have that you want to say thank you to, or your sponsors or anything, the floor is yours.
Oh, just all the fans. It's so amazing. With our league, you never know how people are going to take it, and just the response has been fantastic. I honestly didn't know how this was going to go. It's really gimmicky, but everybody's been really supportive, and I've had the time of my life, and I hope that it gets huge, obviously. I think it has potential.
I've heard from a little bird that they're coming to New Jersey. Someone told me that. I heard that. So we'll see if that happens. But as for me,
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there. It's in my state. As for me, I want to thank everybody who's going to tune in to listen. You can follow Serina on Instagram and Twitter. You could look her up under Serina Kyle. Shortly, she will have a Facebook, and we'll be live in the MMA Freaks Facebook group. For me, you could follow me on Twitter at Nick Portella MMA. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.